Hi everyone, I said I would make this video yesterday, but I was sleeping, so sorry about that. Yeah, this year was the first time I went to see anything at the Fringe Festival in Edinburgh, and I'm going to tell you what I saw. I booked to see 3 comedians at the Fringe. I booked to see Chris Ramsey, Russell Kane, and Yin Sterling. I went to see Chris Ramsey on Friday the 10th of August at 19:40. Yes, that's the ticket. I keep all my tickets that I go to see gigs and whatever. I went with my friend Hannah, and Chris Ramsey, he was at the Pleasance Courtyard. I had no idea where that was. So basically, I kind of looked on Google Maps, and my friend Hannah and I were like wandering around like, where the hell is this place? But the venue was like a very small room. There wasn't even a stage, and we were on the second row back, and he threw like a dice around and talked to people for the first bit. But there was this woman that was sitting in front of my friend Hannah, and every time Chris Ramsey went near her, she like leaped out of her skin, and it was like so funny. In the end, like Chris Ramsey was like, do you want to move seats, love? And she actually did move seats. But Chris Ramsey was telling stories about, like, it was Feeling Lucky, it was called, and he was talking about like what would have happened if our parents hadn't have met, or something along the line of our ancestors, something had happened and they hadn't met, we wouldn't be here. And he was talking about bits from his childhood and stuff. So he was really good. He's on tour. I think it's this year or next year. I can't remember. But he's on tour. So if anyone wants to go see him, I would recommend seeing him. He's actually quite funny. The second person I went to see was Russell Kane. Now, Russell Kane, it was a bit of a drama. Yeah, a bit of a drama. I was meant to see him on Saturday, the 18th of August. But me and my friend Hannah, again, we went to see Ted beforehand, and I got a phone call when I was in the cinema. Obviously couldn't answer it. So I got a voicemail saying, oh, we got a last minute phone call, the gig is cancelled. I was like pissed off. Because the Russell Kane tickets were the most expensive out of the 3. By a long shot, really. Yeah. And I was really peed off. But I managed to book tickets for Sunday, the next day. So there's my ticket, and there's the one that we didn't go to. So basically I have 2 tickets. Yeah, Russell Kane was in the Assembly Rooms, the best venue. I was meant to see him at 9. But then I got to the door, and they're like, no, it's not starting until 10:40. I'm like, oh. Yeah, awful. I was... like, felt bad for my friend. She had to go to college the next day, so she had to be up at like 5 in the morning. But anyway, he was definitely worth seeing. Me and my friend were laughing our heads off, so yeah. But yeah, Russell Kane, amazing. I actually met him. Here's a picture of me and Russell Kane. Yeah, I met him, and I was like so starstruck. It was unbelievable. I was shaking. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, but he's a really nice guy, and Russell Kane's gig was really, really good. He was talking about the child that he doesn't have, and what he would call him, and about his childhood, and about his dad, and what he would want his child to be like. It was really funny. So funny, in fact, that I was crying, and I was like crying, and I was trying to wipe my eyes, and I would like poke myself in the eye. But yeah, Russell Kane, he's on tour next year. Defo booked to see him. This guy is hilarious. If you don't find him funny, yeah, there's something wrong with you, really. Not just kidding, but yeah, he is so funny. I would definitely go see him again. Like, if I could, I'd book like tickets to see him now, even though it's the same gig. I would go see it again. He was that funny. The third comedian, Yin Sterling. I saw him on Wednesday, the 22nd of August. There is the ticket. Yeah, Yin Sterling. It was at Underbelly, Bristol Square, and yeah, it was in a conference room. I was at the front, so basically I was looking up at the guy like this for the whole gig. So yeah, it wasn't ideal. It was a conference room. You could hear the other things going on, like the other shows. That sounded quite weird. The other shows going on and yeah, it was very small. It was the smallest venue, but Ian Sterling was funny. But I'd seen most of his jokes on when he was on Russell Howard's Good News Extra. But yeah, Ian Sterling's gig was called Happy to be the Clown, and he was talking about going into the pound shop and then getting charged more, and he's like, it's called the pound shop, things are meant to be a pound. You bought a Cliff Richard calendar. Yeah, Cliff Richard, that's his name. And he was going through it and basically mocking Cliff Richard. So it was a really good routine, actually. I would go see all of the comedians again. I went to see 2 free things at the Fringe. If anyone, I don't know if anyone knows, I volunteer at a place called Move On, and I was doing a training. It was called the ACE training. And for our celebration thing, we went to see 2 free shows at the Fringe. The first one was 3 half pints. There they are. We missed the beginning of their routine, but they were really, really funny. It was just like acting out in comedy routines and being different characters. And I definitely recommend seeing them. But they're only here till the 26th. So that's, yeah, tomorrow. So, they're only here till tomorrow, but yeah. They're really funny. I would have seen them again if I was in Edinburgh at the time they're on. And it was free, so yeah, they were really funny. The other one, Angels and Heels. Now, by the picture, it looks like it's going to be quite dodgy. It wasn't. This was another free show. Angels and Heels. It was about girls taking their GCSEs, and one of them sleeps with the English tutor, but I won't give it all away. It's done by Last Night's Eyeliner Theatre Company, so look them up. Yeah, it was really good. One of the guys that took us to see it, he actually went to see it, the show again. He thought it was that good, and they were singing at the beginning, and that's been stuck in my head all day, and I'm not even going to attempt to sing it because I'll make an ass of myself. Yeah, so definitely going to the Fringe next year. Going to try and see more free things, judging by these 2 performances. Yeah, I'll try and see more free things at the Fringe next year, because they were really good, better than I expected. So yeah. You may notice I am like a walking advert for 3 bands here. We have the Dead Famous, Future Proof, and everyone loves One Direction.